Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be reviewing the KYLIE Kyshadow palette, and I will be giving you guys swatches and all of that good stuff. So first off, I love the packaging. I love the eyes and that it says KYLIE on top, and that it also gives you like exactly a rundown of what it is. It's a pressed powder eyeshadow and it's called Kyshadow. I really love this packaging, especially because of the eyes. And then here it has like a bronze like detail on all the edges of the whole packaging. Once you open it up, then you have the eyes with practically almost all the colors of the palette dripping down, like if it's crying, but it's basically like this. It's very sleek and it's very white, and if you guys know, I love white. Like white is my color. And then in the back it just gives you a rundown of each shadow you're using, basically like in rows of 3, and it says KYLIE XO in the back. I really love the packaging. I love that the palette is small and you can bring it with you in your purse. If you're traveling, it could be a great palette to bring with you for an everyday shadow palette. It has great transition colors and they're also very pigmented. So this is what the palette looks on the inside. It doesn't have a mirror, it just says KYLIE, which I kind of don't like, so that would be probably one of my cons, that it doesn't have a mirror. And then it's just 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, so it's a total of 9 shadows in this palette, and they're in rows of 3. Pros of this palette: the packaging, the fact that the shadows are very well coordinated. Like, I'm very OCD with like color coordination, so I feel like every color is next to the color that it's supposed to be. It goes from lighter to medium to darker. So I really like that about the palette. Call me crazy or anything, but I really love that about the palette, that it's color coordinated. Another pro is that the matte shadows are very pigmented and they do blend very well. Like literally you're going to see in the video, as you guys saw probably already in the video that I posted before this one, that I was using this palette, the shadows blend like a dream. So don't believe anything that anyone else is saying out there, that the pigmentation is off, that the shadow's this, that the shadow's that. I believe in this rule. This is like my go-to rule when it comes to makeup. I rather buy it myself and see for myself if it actually doesn't work, rather than listening to other people's opinion and what they kind of like have to say. And even if it's like a bad review that I watch and I'm like, maybe, you know, maybe it works differently for me. So I recommend you to just try out the palette before giving it a negative, because you know, you don't just go by what anybody else is saying, because you could easily say, oh, the palette lacks pigmentation, the palette this, the palette that, but you don't really know if it's true. Maybe that person got a bad batch, who knows? You know what I mean? So I always go by the rule of I have to try it out myself first, and then I'll give my opinion. So moving on to cons. The only con of the palette is, like, I have a few, maybe like 2 or 3, is that the shades that are like shimmery shades don't really show up. These do lack in pigmentation, but other than that, all other shadows are very well pigmented. But these 2 shadows right here, which are the ones that are like kind of shimmery, lack pigmentation. But I'm not sure if it's because she likes to wear barely anything on her eyes. You know what I mean? Like, if you design a palette, you're going to design it just how you like to wear your makeup, and I believe like KYLIE just likes to wear like a flesh of color on her eyes and a flesh of like shimmer. She doesn't like that pigmented, packed on glitter kind of like shimmer on her eyes. So I believe this is why the shimmers in the palettes are very like toned down. They're not like as pigmented as I would like them to be. So this is why that's a con for me on this palette, because the shimmery shadows do not suit my liking. Another con of the palette is that it only brings 9 shadows, and for the price point I would expect it to bring more. It was for $42 on the KYLIE website, and With shipping costs to the US, I'm not sure about international, but for the US is $8 flat rate. So that's a total of $50 for just this palette and for just 9 shadows, which I think is a little bizarre for me because I have the Anastasia Modern Renaissance and I believe that brings either 9 to 10 shadows. I'm not completely sure. In the back of each palette there's like a little jar that tells you exactly how many months this palette will expire and will no longer be good to use. So the Kylie palette is 24 months. So in the Kylie palette it says this palette will last you and will be good to use for 2 years. 24 months equals to 2 years. I believe that's it. There's nothing much more to say about the palette other than that the cons are that there's 2 shimmery shadows, are not as shimmery and are not as pigmented as I would like them to be, and that the price of the palette is a little bit too much for the amount that you're getting. And the pros are the packaging, of course, that all the other shades in the palette are very pigmented, are very blendable, and it's a great palette for like an everyday palette. And you can even bring this in your kit if you're a freelance makeup artist like I am. This will work great for like your brides or bridal parties because it has a amount of shadows that you can use as transition colors, and you could pack on the crease, and also then you could just pack another color on the lid, like the golds, the pink champagnes from Anastasia. Those are my go-to colors when it comes to like brides and stuff like that. ColourPop shadows are also my go-to when it comes to brides. I just love using the creamy texture shadow as a base and then on top adding a similar color just to set it. So yeah, totally off topic, but you know, that's how it goes in my world. I always get off topic. I'm always distracted by something else. I'm never like focused on just like one thing. This is the end of the review for the Kylie palette. Let me know what you guys think about this palette in the comments section down below. Let me know if you like it, let me know if you don't like it, let me know what you like, what you don't like about the palette. And of course, don't forget to like this video if you did like it, and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and follow me on all my social media platforms. I am currently on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I will be leaving everything down below. Don't forget to follow me on there because if I'm not here on YouTube, then I am definitely on Snapchat and Instagram the most. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this mini review on the Kylie palette. If you like this type of videos, let me know down below as well so I can film more reviews for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys on my next video. Bye.
Don't get paid for this housework.